Hey everybody, welcome back to Tico Time. This is a show where we dive into stories of faith, growth, and the unforgettable experiences that shaped us at Bible school and beyond. Today on the pod, we've got Dawson joining us. Dawson, welcome.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Enjoying the holidays?
Yeah, it's nice
Great,
and cold
man.
outside. It's like a foot. There was like a foot of powder on the ground the other day.
Dude, we had freezing rain earlier on, like a couple days ago, and the snow looked like straight ice. It was like a mirror. Like you look out at night and like all the lights are reflecting straight off the snow. It's crazy.
I literally think I live in the only place in Canada that has no snow.
Yeah, you live by Niagara Falls, so you get that special climate.
I know, dude, it's rain. I had a green Christmas. Not a single snowflake on the ground.
That's so depressing.
Crazy. Yeah.
We just had like half a meter of snowfall, and then it started pouring rain right after. So it was like super heavy snow. You know, that's the worst for shoveling.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's terrible.
2 days ago, though, I had like our cars were like fully like, you know, in the satisfying like the ice like all around your car.
Yeah.
And like you can't even open your door.
I don't know.
I had to try to defrost my whole car because I was trying to go watch the World Junior game with some of the buddies and stuff. And my goodness, it took me like maybe 25 minutes just to make sure to get the ice off my car.
Oh, it's so brutal. It's like after the freezing rain, the car was like coated in awful.
Oh, it's crazy.
Speaking of ice, Dawson, I word on the street is you've joined hockey again. Back to playing.
Did.
Royals sweater on there.
Redeemer Royals, baby. Roll Royals. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it actually, with quitting hockey, like 2 years ago, like, I never thought I'd play at this level again. Like, it's honestly a gift. And I've been taking it as a gift from the Lord, kind of taking away hockey to go to Bible school, but then, like, blessing me with it back in a Christian community at a Christian school, playing with Christian hockey players. Like, honestly, you can't paint a better picture. So It's been really fun. Like, man, I was like so rusty the first month, like, because I didn't even train with the team at all in the summer because I was working at Camp Crossroads. And the assistant coach, he came up to Gravenhurst and he was like chatting with me what the team's going to look like, everything. And I was trying to tell him, like, hey, don't expect me to be like no Connor McDavid week 1 or 2. Like, I'm going to be bad. Like, I haven't been on the ice in like a couple of years. Like, and he goes, it's muscle memory. You're fine. Like, just make sure you're getting some cardio in you. And when you come back, we'll have a few weeks to get those rust off those skates and everything. First couple games I played horrible. Like, I felt like I just like, man, I feel like I was slower. I feel like I couldn't shoot the puck. Like, I just felt like awful. And then like after that, those 2 games, we had like a couple week break. And so I was just practicing and everything, it felt like just flooded back. And like, then I just started playing incredible hockey and I felt like it got back to right where I left off. But the body, I won't lie, the body is definitely hurting. Like, my body, I felt like was asking me the first couple weeks, like, whoa, what are you doing, man? We retired. We're done. I thought we were playing pickup hockey once a week, man. You're on the ice like 5 days a week. Yeah. And they're calling me Unk at school, which is like, it's funny. Like, I guess I'll take it. It's like, I guess I'm more of a wise guy, little older guy on the team, whatever they want to say. But shoot, sorry.
Dawson, are you sure that's not because of your
that
receding hairline?
I had to shave the head, man. I don't look like I'm balding that bad when I shave my head, but obviously with more hair on my head, definitely looks a little bit more worse. But I don't know. It's good. I love the team. I love the boys. It's been really fun being back in a hockey community and being in a good one too. I think that's really eye-opening for me and really cool to be a part of and to be a leader on the team as well in my first year. Like, that was a real privilege, and obviously like to take everything I've learned from Bible school and everything to take from my past hockey life and kind of put it together and share my testimony with the boys and not be afraid to share those dark times and share those light times. No, it's just been really cool growing with the boys. And we've already achieved a lot together already, I want to say, halfway through the year. So it's been really cool.
Sweet. Yeah.
While we're on the topic of hockey, we'll take this opportunity to jump into the first question here, which is from Anonymous. So this person doesn't want to reveal themselves. But the question is it true that you sleep to EDM music? I know you told me before that you used to. Back in your
EDM music
days, but
yeah, I actually went through I didn't do that at Bible school or anything like that, but I actually went through, I want to say, my grade 10 and 11 year, which, I mean, I'm 22 now, so that might have been like, what, 6 years ago? 6, 7, whatever they want to say.
We're editing that out. Let's not say it.
Let's keep it in there.
Yeah, I actually would sleep to EDM music. It was really strange. And I'm actually curious who that person was because I feel like I only told like 4 people that.
That's too funny.
And yeah, I don't know why. I literally don't know how it made me go to bed. Like I would literally listen to like Tsunami and go to bed.
That's crazy.
Like it was
That
actually
song, like,
wild.
fires you up.
I literally would fall asleep with my headphones on. And then I would wake up at like 2 a.m. and it'd be like the 15th song and it'd be Bad by David Guetta playing. Like, and I'm just like, all right, turn my headphones on and then go to bed. But it was just like wild, like that I could listen to EDM music before bed and somehow it made me fall asleep, which was so weird to me. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I'm a lot more to say than that. I was pretty crazy.
I don't know if I can fall asleep to much classical music, let alone.
I know.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff.
Yeah. Now I can't even fall asleep to music now in my ears. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Well, our second question for you, Dawson, comes from Michaela. And she asked, do you still have cat nightmares from first semester? I have no idea what that means.
Oh my goodness. This takes me back.
Yeah,
It was a crazy story. Like my first semester, like everyone knows that story just because we literally woke up in distraught at breakfast and we were like, me, my roommate Elto, he's from Switzerland, and then Caden, he's from Pennsylvania, like near Philadelphia. And we were 3. We were in the dorms, and we were in number 1. So like the one with the big window and 3 people in it. That was our room. And one night, like we were literally all sleeping. It might have been like 3 in the morning, and maybe like honestly, like I think we all tell a story a little differently because we all were kind of like half awake, half not awake. And so like I'm trying to remember the full story off my head, but I could be like wrong in some areas. But what I remember is literally Caden, like I guess, woke up first and looked out the window and was like not screaming, but like, oh my goodness, there's like 2 cats fighting outside. What the heck's going on? And freaking out. And then I'm waking up and I'm like, what? And then I somehow start panicking and I'm like, wait, did you say they're in my bed? And I started like throwing my covers off and like everything. I'm like, they're in my bed. I started like freaking out because I thought he said they were in the room. I didn't hear him. I couldn't hear what he was saying. All he heard was that there was cats fighting. And so I thought that they were in the room. And so I started flipping out. And then Elto above me doesn't even speak like any language. He just like belting, but not saying anything. And then we literally all went back to bed, and then we woke up the next morning.
What?
That's too funny.
Like the most odd thing ever, and we all remember it. So we must have been somewhat awake to be able to remember that, but it was the most wild story. And it was more funnier when we told it the first time because we were like me, Caden, and Elto were literally dying laughing. Like we couldn't actually speak. We couldn't say what we were trying to say. And so we were like spitting out food at breakfast and like we just couldn't say what we were talking about. And people were just like laughing at us. People were at the other table or looking at us like, what the heck are they talking about? Like, what's going on? And then finally we formed some words together and we were able to tell a story and everyone just laughed so hard. And then we started like pulling pranks on later in the semester. Like Elto would be sleeping. It was like last week and we put like cat noises on a speaker and we put it near the window to see if Elto would like flip out, but like he didn't. I guess he never woke up from it. Like we literally put the speaker like in the room and then left and then started playing it. And then we heard some ruckus, but we didn't hear him like
ruckus.
That the blinds were like closed. But yeah, we used a little bit, the cat noises and stuff, and we kept telling the story over and over again as the semester went on. I look back at that, and that was probably like one of the funniest moments at Port I've had with those guys. Yeah, it was just absolutely just hilarious.
It's too funny, man.
And we were actually in the Port group chat for our first semester, and we were like talking about it. Like someone brought it up. I don't know how it happened, but someone brought it up, and we all like kind of thing. And that was like a year and a half ago, 2 years. So it's kind of funny how everyone remembers it a little bit, but.
Yeah. Our next audience question is from Samuel, but it wasn't me. Maybe it was Uncle Sam or like Sam Hedrick. I would guess. Anyways, Psalm Samuel. Maybe it's Samuel. We don't know. Asks, what were your first impressions of each other? So I guess like, what were your first impressions of like Peter and Luke, like first getting in?
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was. I came a week late, right?
Yeah. We got right back from Manuel Antonio and you were just there.
Yeah, because I was at camp and I couldn't leave, and I was supposed to come early to help set up for you guys, but I was already going to arrive a week late. When I came there, you guys were all coming back from the beach, and some second semesters approached me first, and like I was catching up with them first, and then I started catching up with you guys. But I can say my first reaction to Luke was I thought this guy, like, I don't know, I just felt like this guy showed no emotion. Like,
that's so true.
This guy was like a brick wall, like ping pong, and that's it. Like ping pong.
I get pissed at ping pong.
We would play
like
ping pong
and talk about hockey.
I never had a deep chat with this guy, probably in the first month, but we just played ping pong.
At least.
That was it. It was just ping pong. After dinner, ping pong. Yeah, ping pong. Like, that was the only words we said to each other. Ping pong.
Bro, that's the most
Rangers. That was
conversation
literally all we talked about. And I didn't take until about halfway through the semester where we actually finally, I don't know who it was, but one of us initiated, let's go on a caminata. And then we went on a caminata and actually started sharing some deeper things. And then we became really close friends after that. But the first month, it was just sports. That was it for Luke. I honestly, like, yeah, I didn't really, I was still like trying to figure you out and yeah, try to get a better grasp of, yeah, how you work in general. No, it was good, but that was the first month, and it was kind of funny. I look back at it. Peter and Max, and I knew you guys were from Huntsville, so obviously being only 3 hours away, like that was all obviously super cool, and we're like halfway around the world, and I find out you guys literally live like 35, 40 minutes from my camp.
Yeah,
and so
I think
that was really cool, and I think that's what drew me close to you guys, because I was like, these guys can be my friends, like after like Port's done, like we could hang out and meet up once in a while. And so Peter, obviously, I found out people, even when I wasn't there, people were letting me know that Peter was a Leafs fan before I even showed up. People were like, I don't know, it was some second semesters, I think it was Claire was like, Dawson, you're gonna be pissed. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, there's a Leafs fan here. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I
thought, because she came up and told me like the third day. I barely knew her. And she was like, so she's like, yeah, like Dawson's from Ontario. Like, you guys would get along so well. Like, he likes hockey. He's great at ping pong. And like, she was like, yeah, you guys will get along so well. I'm like, so he's from like St. Catharines, right? So he's a Leafs fan. She's like, no, he's a Rangers fan. I'm like, what?
So that was the first. She told me, she was trying to catch me up on everything, because I was like, I'm trying to figure out like, yeah, how's the group doing first week? And then she told me, she was like, yeah, there's a Leafs fan here. And I was like, oh no, there's gonna be like, this guy can be either my best friend or he's gonna be like an enemy. And so when I got there and I met him, and then obviously like, yeah, we clicked. Ping pong, obviously, just like Luke, like we just played ping pong all the time, became close, and then man, we were like, me and Peter, I want to say, we're having a lot of caminatas, like pretty often halfway through the semester. And then we grew really close, like personally, and it became more than just Rangers and Leafs and ping pong. It became more.
We overcame our differences.
We overcame, yeah. We were frenemies, and then we threw the enemies out, and we were good friends. And then Max, and like, yeah, obviously knowing from Huntsville. And
I think I probably asked you a few too many questions at first.
Yeah.
I texted you a few times. Because I was like, okay,
that's so true.
Or something.
Now that I look back at it, yeah, that was totally true. I remember you texting me like a lot. Like, I was like, dude, I don't even know the answer to some of these questions.
I was like, what should I bring? Do I need to bring a pillow? I was like,
do I need toothpaste?
All my random questions. I was like, who do I ask?
I remember Maxon opening up his phone like a week before we were about to go. And he was like, yeah, I've been talking to this guy, Dawson, who lives in St. Catharines. He's working at like Crossroads and everything. And he was showing me the conversations. I'm like, how much have you texted this guy? Like, it was random questions.
It was funny. And I honestly, like, yeah. But luckily, like, I think I was like putting the emphasis on you, like pack sweaters. That was the one thing I was.
Yeah, you were like pack sweaters. You were like, bring 4.
Yeah, I was like, bring lots of sweaters, and you were like, you were so confused. You were like, what are you talking about? We're going to Costa Rica. And I'm like,
Yeah, literally.
Where we are in Costa Rica, it's chilly, man. It's pretty chilly.
Yeah. Because no one really tells you we're in the mountains. Like, we're not at the coast.
Dude, I thought we were like surfing every day on the beach.
Yeah. I know.
Went to the beach
And that
like
was like,
a few times.
that was the biggest thing for me is like, I think I packed like 1 or 2 sweaters. And I packed like all shorts and t-shirts, and luckily I was in dry season first semester, so it wasn't that bad. It was just really windy, but it was like didn't rain at all. I think it rained like 2 days in like the last couple weeks. Yeah, like, man, I was like, huge mistake. Next time I came, like next semester, I packed maybe like 12 sweaters.
I think I brought 1 sweater to second semester in the spring, and I highly regretted it.
Yeah, I remember that. It was just that one blue sweater. That's so funny.
And I'm not gonna like be like I don't want to over exaggerate it because like obviously we're in Costa Rica, 16 degrees at night, 13, 14 degrees, whatever. That's not a big deal. Like it's better than Canada still. But thing was like going first semester and traveling and stuff and going to warm areas and then like literally jumping right into summer. So like we literally had one of the hottest summers in Canada like that summer. So it was like going from Costa Rica, then going to, so I wasn't experiencing any cold. So like, obviously I knew going back, like I was like, I'm gonna have to pack some more sweaters because like the nights are going to get a little chilly and like I haven't been in cold climate for a while. So yeah.
No, it's too funny.
All right. We'll get into some deeper stuff now. We usually do kind of some testimony stuff in our interviews. So this one just kind of like tell us about your first semester and like kind of ways you grew in the first semester. Just kind of walk us through that, I guess, and what made you come to Port in the first place, I guess.
Yeah. I think what we're emphasizing is like what brought you to Port? Like how did you hear about it?
Yeah, it was actually pretty crazy the story how I came to Port because it was so quick and also like it was a very, very clear sign from God of where to go. Like not clear in fact, like I was deciding on other things, but clear in the fact is like God didn't allow those other options to be options. Like he shut them down. And so I was still playing junior B hockey at the time. And the year before that, I worked at camp. It was really life-changing for me because I came in 2022 into camp, not really like knowing if I really believe in God. And then having a great summer and really solidified my faith. But I went back to the hockey community and it was kind of like everything around me in the hockey community for the first couple months was like, everything was really hurting my ears. Like just like hearing how people talked and that all was really like hard. And then it kind of like became numb to it. Like the more I spent in the hockey community, the more it became normal again. And that's when it was really scary. Because I really enjoyed the summer I was and where my faith was at in the summer. And then it kind of felt like I was drifting away again. But the one thing is I applied for camp to go back again. And then that summer, God really put on my heart that he really wanted me to quit hockey. And I remember like feeling so many different emotions of being like, hockey has been the thing I've played since I was 3 years old. Hockey's been my identity. So it was kind of like, which isn't a good thing. But at the same time, I didn't really realize that. I was kind of like, well, hockey's like all I really have going for myself. And so like quitting, like that would be like one of the biggest decisions of my life. And then God, I had so many emotions, like tears flooding all the time, just being like, this is like not going away. Like I was like, I'll make the decision in a couple weeks. Or I'll make the decision in a month. And it was like, the Lord was like, no, we got to make this decision now. And I remember like, feeling from the devil of being like, oh, your parents they're gonna be so mad. You know, they spend so much money on you growing up playing hockey. Like they're definitely going to be so mad that you're quitting, blah, blah, blah. Like just filling my head with lies. And it took some of my few best pals to like convince me being like, they know my parents too. And they were like, that is such a lie. Like your parents are going to be over the moon about this. And once I called my parents, they were like, they saw it coming. They were like, we want, like, what matters most in your life is your faith. And if you have to quit hockey because of that, then that's what you have to do. And so once I quit hockey officially, that's when some friends were telling me, like, you should go to Bible school. And I was like, Bible school? I was new to everything. So I was like, Bible school? Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't, like, have the Bible memorized. Like, I don't know anything about the Bible. Like, I don't read it much. Like, what the heck? You want me to go to Bible school? And people were like, you got it all wrong, dude. No, people go to Bible school to understand the Bible, to learn more about it, to grow in community. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And so I was hearing about a bunch of different, things from a bunch of different people who went to a bunch of different Cape and Rays. I only knew one person that went to Costa Rica, and it happened to be someone who went before COVID and told me great things about it. And he was working at camp at the time. And so obviously heard great things from Costa Rica. I love tropical places. My family, we go to Dominican, quite often. Like, I haven't gone in a while, but we usually like to go there if we go as a family. And so I was like, how sick would it be to go to Bible school in Costa Rica? And so I then applied to Costa Rica originally. And then I decided to apply to New Zealand and to Spain as well. I texted, it was John who was dealing with it. And so I was like, I don't want to pay the $35 again, the application fee or whatever. And so I was like, hey, John, can you send my my application to New Zealand and Spain? And he was like, yeah, sure, I would love to. And so Costa Rica got back to me like so quickly and was like, John was like, you're in. We'd love to have you. And I was like, hey, John, like, this is amazing, like, knowing that this is an option, but I just want to hear with what New Zealand and Spain has to offer, or if they're like willing to say yes. And John was like, yeah, no worries. I'll give you to the end of the month. It was like beginning of August. And he said he'll give me to the end of the month. And I was like, okay, great. New Zealand got back to me within like a couple weeks and were like, hey, you're on the wait list, but you're accepted. I was like, no, I can't take the risk on that. I don't want to be waitlisted. So I said no to that. But I was still waiting on Spain. I was like, really cool. Like, it would be really cool to go to Spain. Like, that would be sick. And so I was waiting on Spain. No response. I'm getting to the end of the month. John emails me back, be like, hey, have you made a decision yet? I was like, John, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I already said no to New Zealand, but Spain has not got back to me. And I'm just really like hoping they respond. And John's like, okay, I'll give you 2 more weeks. But that's all I can. You have to make a decision at the end of those 2 weeks, and then I have to give your spot up to someone else. And I was like, that's totally understandable. Thank you so much for giving me a couple extra weeks. A couple extra weeks go by. No response from Spain. I was like, this is like getting a little stupid. And then I literally email John being like, hey, I'm so happy. I made my decision. I want to come to Costa Rica. And John was like, that's awesome. It's great to have you, blah, blah, blah. And then literally maybe 30 minutes after I said yes, 30 minutes, Spain gets back to me saying, you're in. We're so happy to have you. Like, within 30, like, it was so weird. It was like the fact that it took 6 weeks and then they get back to me like literally after I said yes. And so I was like, that is a clear sign from God. Like, what am I even like? Why did I even, like, I obviously in my head, I knew that I wanted to come to Costa Rica. Why did I wait this long? Like, after it all happened, I was like Costa Rica is where the spot where I wanted to go. And so I just was really wanting options. And usually it's harder to make decisions with options. And God was like, I don't want you to have any more options. I want you to go here. And I obviously was like, yeah, now that I look back at that, like, God wanted me to go to Costa Rica. And it's obvious. So yeah, that's the story of how I came to Bible school. Then I obviously came with someone from camp. So it was nice to kind of come to Bible school with someone from camp who I was familiar with. But Port, like, it doesn't matter. You don't need to know people going in. You become family within 4 days.
Yeah.
My first semester, the people in my semester, like, oh, they were awesome. They were just amazing. They made my time so amazing as well. We had such a strong guys group. Yeah, obviously the girls and stuff, like, we just became so close and it just felt like a family really quickly. But that semester was really big for me because I was kind of coming in struggling because I was like so happy I was here, but it was so hard. Everything I was listening to, everything I was hearing in class, like, I just had so much like pain in my heart. And I didn't really know what was going on. And I was trying to understand, like, okay, why do I feel this way? Like, I'm at Bible school, I'm listening to this stuff, I feel happy, but like, why do I still feel this, like this hurt in my heart? And one worship night, I just like ran out and I just went and bawled my eyes out for like 3 hours. And I was just like, man, like, I don't understand. Like, I know that I'm forgiven by God for the things I've done in my past, but like, why is it why is it not going away? Like, why am I still having so much hurt from this, from my past? And then I just felt like this clear, like saying from God in my heart, like, you need to forgive yourself for the things you've done. Like, I knew that God forgave me, but it's like I couldn't forgive myself for my past. And once I was able to forgive myself, like, man, I just felt like a weight lifted off my shoulders. And someone who was a huge part that God used in my journey was John, because I was kind of bringing that to him, being like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get why I'm hurting so much if I know that I'm forgiven. And he even reminded me as well, like, have you forgiven yourself? Like, and so once I was able to do that in that semester, like, man, I was able to see the light. Like, I was able to move past from my past, from the hockey world. And I was able to move forward into this new life that God had for me. And that was just a really cool moment. And I wasn't really an emotional person either. And I felt like at Bible school, God was really teaching me how to be vulnerable for the first time. And I was being vulnerable with the guys, and I was sharing, like, things that I wouldn't share with lots of people. And once I was sharing those things, like, that, I felt like, man, I was really understanding of, like, Bible school, yes, there's the classes and it's great and we learn, and that's great. And that's a big reason of why we go to Bible school. But another reason why we go to Bible school is to be in a guy's group, be with other men, to grow alongside them, to share our past, to be vulnerable with people. And once you see that, and once you get that, and you realize that no one's judging you, people are not taking what you say against you, like any of that stuff, like, people are listening to you. And I think that's such a cool thing of Bible school, is because everyone has the same goals that you have, to go and to know more about Christ, to learn about God. And when you're growing alongside people like that, people want the best for you and you want the best for them. And it's just so cool that no matter what we share, doesn't matter what testimony you have, if it has to do with alcohol and drugs and all that stuff, or if it has to do with belief or whatever, testimonies are so strong, no matter where they come from. And I was learning that, like, it doesn't matter what testimony you have, like, you have a story to tell, and God's going to use your story to tell other people, and to tell other people that maybe are going through the same thing that you're going through. I had a couple guys in that semester that were really dealing with what I was dealing with. And it was really cool to work alongside them and grow and be able to create really strong relationships that I still have to this day, and be able to kind of unload our burdens on each other. And so, I think, my first semester was just really cool, of, like, learning vulnerability.
Dude, that's great. What do you like?
And just growing with people, and also, learning how to forgive myself as well.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's super cool to hear more of your testimony. I mean, I know we've heard it, but for everyone listening as well, and just hearing how you worded all of that was just really a testimony of just how lives can be changed. That's amazing to hear how God used your story too. So that's been cool. And we know you went back to Camp Crossroads after your first semester. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about, like, what that was like, having gone home for the summer and then coming back, like, what that looked like leaving Port, and what life was like in between?
Yeah. I really went on a journey of kind of just, like, realizing God has a plan and wants to bring me to these places. And so I left Port and I came home for 16 hours. And then I got on another airplane and I went to Saskatchewan, and I worked at Camp Kadesh for 7 weeks.
Oh, right. Yeah, I
forgot about that.
Yeah. So I worked there for 7 weeks, and it was really cool to make relationships and friends there at Camp Kadesh, and hang out with kids and be a cabin leader and do that sorts of stuff. And it was kind of more school groups. So the kids coming weren't really Christian. We kind of were just there to share with them if they ask us anything. I never had, like, a moment where a kid, came up to me and asked me who God is and things like that. But I still look back at my time of the relationships I grew, and I kind of understood that was why God wanted me there, to grow with, other staff members. And I created some really good friends that I'm still friends with there, which is really cool. And then obviously coming back, I came back for, like a week, and then I went up to camp, and then I was the ski wake instructor. So I was teaching kids how to wakeboard and water ski all summer, and be a cabin leader and that sorts of stuff. And that was really cool to kind of be able to teach kids, the knowledge I have from skiing and wakeboarding, but also trying to like, I think for me, the big thing was just trying to like help kids gain confidence in themselves. I think I think now in this world, kids, seem to really lack confidence in themselves. I don't know if that was COVID or if that was just being in their homes all day, being on lockdown and all that stuff. But I just find like a lot of kids, like they can do it, but they seem to like have a barrier in their head being like, they try once, they fail, and they're like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just really like cool to jump in the water with them and like to calm them down and being like, you can do this. Like, we're going to fail. Like telling them I failed like 20 times when I learned how to wakeboard when I was your age. Like we need to fail in life to be able to get to where we want to be. Like we have to do that. And kids started to understand that and being like, you're right. Like I have to mess up. I have to mess up so that I can make it further getting up and know the next step and know like what to correct and stuff like that. And then once I kept teaching that over and over and over again, I was like, that's like life. Like, you know what I mean? Like we are always going to mess up. We're always going to fall short of the glory of God. But it's like, what do we do after we fail? Do we just continue to go down those paths, or are we going to make that next step and like following God and asking for forgiveness and trying to be a better person and trying to see where the Lord wants us to go next and following him and not getting down on ourselves and letting it kind of like implode on us, and instead like giving it to God and letting him take our barrier or take the weight off us and to go forward. And so it was kind of cool how like teaching something of like teaching kids how to get up, and like you teach it in such like a worldly way, I guess you can say, of like, hey, like you're going to fail, keep getting back up and move forward. But man, like that's the exact way of like kind of what faith is like. Like we're always going to fail. Yeah. We're always going to sin. We're going to mess up. But it's like, are we giving up or are we continuing to move forward? Yeah, I had a great summer, and then obviously coming right back to Port, it was just kind of something cool to look forward to when I was at camp too, of being like, hey, like I'm not going to university, I'm not going to college like my other friends, like I'm going back to Port, which was really cool. And so that's kind of what my in-between semesters look like.
You mentioned at one point how your friends told you that being at Bible school was like learning through classes and stuff about the Bible and stuff like that. Did you have some like favorite classes, and what did you learn from those?
Yeah. I think Roberto's class on Exodus, my first semester, was really impactful on my life because I felt like I was learning a lot about the New Testament and stuff at camp and sharing with kids and stuff like that. And I felt like I was a lot more familiar with that. But I felt like I really lacked like the understanding of the Old Testament. And it was just really cool, like Roberto, how he talked about Moses. And, Moses did all these horrible things that you can imagine. Like you think we've done horrible things in our minds, but like to Moses, like he killed people, like he did some horrible things. And to like look at it, and you can still kind of relate Moses to, like you can relate Moses to our lives, that we try to run away. Like I've been saying, we try to run away and God pulls us back even when we don't want to do something, and God still pulls us back and puts us back on track. And it leads up obviously to Moses, helping the Israelites get away from the Egyptians. And so I think when Roberto shared his testimony, and that really like got me. And then his teaching on Exodus, the book in the Bible, but also like how he talked about Moses in his life and kind of how he related it to our lives now. Like I just felt like there's a lot more to take from Old Testament books. And that was really eye-opening for me, because then if we like literally learned about Genesis the week before that, and that was another great class. And so from going from Genesis to Exodus, like it was just really cool to learn from Roberto and another teacher from Ravencrest, who came to teach us Genesis on the first 11 chapters. And so I got to say those two classes were a couple of my favorite classes, just because it was kind of continuation from Genesis into Exodus, but also just the way they taught it and kind of the messages behind both those were really cool and really impactful, and able to really apply what is in those books to our lives now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. I feel like some of those classes, it's less about the head knowledge and more about the heart knowledge. Like, you learn all the stuff about the Bible, but once that information, like that information can't just stay information. It has to change your heart, and God through the Holy Spirit does that. So that's cool to hear that from you. Now we kind of got like more of like some deep conversations with you about Port. We want to jump into some more funny memories, funny moments from your semester, or both your semesters. I know you've already talked about the cat one, but what were some of your funniest memories or moments from Port?
Oh, wow. Man, I have some time to think about this. I'm going to try to think about all the memories. Like, it's kind of crazy to be out of Port now for about a year and a half. So, oof.
You can take your time.
Yeah, I think definitely some funny memories that we had were probably with Peter and Luke being in the same room on our mission trip.
No.
Dude, say whatever you're going to say, and I'll just edit out anything.
Some wild moments there. Dude, when Jed
Oh my God.
when we got back from, like, that one night in Costa, we got back from, like, Papi Carne or something. And, like, Jed, because Jed and Isak were in, like, the other half of the room. Like, it's split into two, and there's one shared bathroom. And Jed left the screen door open onto the porch, and there's all these bugs, and, like, there's, like, geckos in the toilet, like, beetles on the wall, spiders everywhere.
It wasn't even... it was like, I don't think Jed left ours because we weren't in Jed's room.
He left theirs open.
And it connected.
Because we had the connected room, right? Because we shared the bathroom.
And then all the bugs.
I think that we left ours open.
It wasn't ours, because I remember walking in and ours was closed. And then I walked in, but I was like, there's bugs everywhere. I was like, why is there bugs everywhere?
Yes, I know that.
Walking to Jed.
It was so, like, it was horrible. Like, we were killing bugs for 5 hours. Like, we couldn't go to bed. We turned off the lights. And then all the bugs, like, I'd just be laying down, and, like, 4 would land on my face. And then I'd be, like, trying to slap myself. And then I hear, like, Peter going, like, get off me. Like, just Peter, like, screaming. And then Luke's over there, like, just trying to kill it with his flip-flop, trying to snap it. Like, it was a war. It was, like, World War III in that room.
Who put you guys in a room together?
I know, I saw it when Roberto was doing, like, all the room things. He's like, Luke, Peter, and Dawson. I was like, let's go. That's going to be a crazy room.
It was just like, oh my goodness, we were killing bugs forever. Like, we literally felt like serial killers. Like, we felt like we were, like, massacring.
I remember, I was sharing a bed with Gabe, and I just flip open, like, the quilt or whatever, and there's, like, this tiny, like, scorpion. And I was like, no. I was like, no. I did not realize they got that small.
Yeah.
Remember when we caught scorpions? Remember when we caught scorpions in the cup?
And you, Luke, you guys were all scaring me, threatening me.
Dude.
Saying, like, oh, we're going to put a scorpion in your bed.
No, we had, like,
put a tarantula in your bed. And I was, like, losing it because I'm like, I literally hate those, like, some of the bugs in Costa Rica I could not even, like, can't even.
John told us before we left, he's like, most of the scorpions aren't too bad, but, like, there's these small ones that, like, if they get you, you'll have to go to the hospital. And we found one of them. We found the small ones. And then we had, like, that and then, like, another big one in a cup. And then we were, like, chasing Dawson around with it. But I'd, like, dumped the scorpions out. So he still thought they were in there. I was chasing you. I, like, went right up to you and, like, pretended to dump it on you. And you freaked out. Dude,
I'm screaming. And then John's over there laughing. I'm like, John, you're the teacher here. Tell them to stop. Like,
Dawson could be hospitalized in 20 minutes. Over there laughing.
That was probably that was was that in the inspection trip?
That was in the mission trip. We shared the room.
That was
mission trip. Yeah.
That was a crazy 8 day. That was an awesome, like, 7 days to, like, be roommates with you guys, and, like, it was so cool.
It was soapy.
It was kind of cool to, like, be in a clean room too. That was fun.
I'm
not going to go into much of that. We had a dirty guy in our room, and
I'm not going to name names.
Name drop.
Not going to name names, but we always had to, like, every day we had to, like, had interventions, and, like, we'd take turns. So, like, Isaac would take this one, and then Daniel would have to take the next one, and then I had to take the next one. And then finally we would, like, be doing it so often to a point where, like, we would be, like, arguing of whose turn it is.
Whose turn it is to clean.
We were scared. We were scared to tell him because we're like, this is, like the 7th time. Like, eventually I feel like he's just going to lose it on us. And so we're like, Isaac's like, I'm not doing it, man. It was not me. I did the last one. It's you. I know it's you. And then I'm pointing fingers. I'm like, Daniel hasn't done it in, like, a month. It was just, like, it was hilarious. And I still remember the funny moment was because we won cleanest room.
Yeah.
Dude, how did you win that?
We were all pissed.
So I'm telling you, when we had to dial in our boys, like even like everybody, even if they were the worst cleaner ever, like we dialed in when we had to clean our room. Like we would get on all fours and like be scrubbing the corners and getting the cobwebs and like making sure we're like moving the beds out of position and like going under, like we were cleaning. And I remember like we won and they said they were going to put our gifts on the bed like when we got back from when I think it was Panama or something.
Yeah.
And it was funny because Roberto was the one that did it and I wasn't in there, but all three of the other boys were in there when Roberto came to give us our gifts, but I wasn't there. I think I was playing ping pong with Peter or something or Luke. And I get a picture like in my like my group chat and it's like the boys won cleanest room, and our room was a disaster.
I remember
we literally just took everything out of our suitcases and just threw it on the ground.
I have a video.
Roberto was like stepping over things to put our awards, our chips and stuff like on our beds, and then he was like stepping over things to get out of our room.
There's a video that one of your roommates took. I think it was Isaac Burge.
Yeah.
Welcome to the cleanest room, and he's like climbing over like piles of clothes to get to the prize that's on the bed.
We had a lot of memories. Like I loved my roommates. I would say second semester too. Like it was just a great group. Like we all stayed up late. Like we just like have so many memories we can look back on. One cleanest room. Like the guys that everyone knew that we were the dirtiest room. Everyone knew. Like
everyone knew that was.
And they never saw our room because our window was always open. And so girls would just walk by and be like,
and everyone walks past your room. Like if you're in the Salita, or not the Salita, the
Casita.
Yeah. And you're walking in to go to breakfast, you walk past your room every day, and there's like clothes up to the door.
It's like spilling out.
Yeah. And I'll actually say I have one more memory I'll say. It would have been in my first semester. I was the missions trip, and me and Luke Wall, another Luke, he lives like 10 minutes from my house. He was the volunteer. He's like a couple years younger than me, but he's dating Grayson, who worked at camp with me, who came first semester with me. And Luke was a volunteer. He was the maintenance, but he was able to come on the mission trip with us. And so they're reading the rooms out. And one thing you need to know is in my first semester, I was by far the worst Spanish speaker out of everybody.
So nothing changed for second semester then?
I got a little better. Come on. I got a little better. But I was still bad. But I got a little better. Like I could talk to a 6-year-old for like 15 seconds. That's pretty good.
All right.
But nice. We're reading the names, and I'm the worst, and Luke is the worst. Luke's worse than me. He knows gracias and hola.
Wait. Did you stay with the same host family that I did?
Yes.
You did? Yeah, okay, so I know they don't speak a lot of English.
No.
They don't speak
it's brutal.
At all.
And so literally what happened was we were sitting there in the lake house and we're waiting and everyone's names are getting called. And then they say they wait till the end to read out and roommates Dawson and Luke. And me and Luke looked at each other and we're like, how the frig are we supposed to talk to this family? Like, we don't know anything. We know nothing. Like, we're screwed. And I'm looking around, I'm like, everybody has a Spanish speaker in their groups. Like, whose idea was this? Like, I love Luke. I would stay with him anytime, any place. But to be roommates with him at the mission trip, that is crazy.
For reference, for those of you who don't know who are listening, on the missions trip in the spring semester, you go to this place called Ciudad Nayeli, and they place you with host families. Mm-hmm. So most of the time, I actually stayed in the same host family as Dawson the year after him. And they're amazing family, super loving people, but their first language is Spanish, and my first language is English, right? So I knew a decent amount of Spanish by that point, so I was fine, but I couldn't.
It was cooked. We were pretty cooked when we got there. Like the whole way, people were just laughing.
You just needed to know how to say food and more. And then you good.
Comida, más comida.
Dude, they were slandering you when Sam was staying there. Like, they just eat everything in the house. Like, they never stop eating.
They did tell me that you guys ate a lot. That was so funny.
But also, that was the thing. The sister was really fun to be around because the sister was, learning English. The daughter. and she's like probably like 27, I want to say, maybe 26, I don't know, so one of those two. And she was like learning English so she could somehow understand us a little bit, and we kept using our phones. We had such a blast. Like, we were frightened going in there, and I remember John dropped us off and went, "Good luck," and then just walked away.
That's such a John though.
Like, what the heck? And so, because John stayed with me, I was already familiar with this family because I went for the inspectionship, and me and John lived with this family. So John was speaking to them the whole time, and literally I could just tell John what to say. Like, yeah, tell them I love this. And then they were like, oh, like, great. And so, not having John this time, like, John was like, you're getting these blah, 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 these two, and we're just waving. Like, they remember me. They were like, Dawson. And then he left and was like, yeah, good luck. But the 8 days we were there, we had the best time. We could talk to the daughter, like, pretty good. And so we were just having lots of fun, like, talking to her. She was, like, questioning us, like, got any girlfriends? And being so invested in our lives back home. And we were sharing a lot about Canada. But, like, we were, like, so dumb because we were, like, trying to get the app up, ready to talk to them. And they were, like, telling us to put it away. Like, they were, like, keep trying. And so we were just, like, Sina, Chapel. Like, we were trying so hard, and they were laughing. Like, they were just laughing. Like, what the heck are they saying?
They would.
And so eventually, like, when we put it in the thing and blah blah blah, they were like, "Oh, okay." But the thing is, she would make us food even when we told them not to. Like, we would be like,
"They're very generous."
Sina. I mean, I hope maybe she didn't understand us, honestly. That's probably why she made
That's true. They're like, oh, they want more food.
I thought we were pretty clear on the app, and, like, we would come back, and she would make us, like, a beautiful burrito bowl. We were eating, like, 6 meals a day. She'd make us breakfast in the morning. We'd come back to, like, nap at 2 o'clock. She would make us, like, this beautiful, like, nacho tray or something like that. And then, literally, we'd come back after dinner, after, like, eating gallo pinto, and then we'd come back and she'd have a burrito bowl for us. And we're like, I'm going to bed and I'm, like, starfished out. Like, I feel like I just gained, like, 10 pounds of food. And I was doing that for 8 days straight.
Dude, that sounds like a week of heaven.
Yeah, it was great. And she was so nice. She was like a second mother. She was like,
yeah, she was very nice.
Kissed us on the cheek. She would hug us. She did our laundry every day. Like, she wouldn't even ask. She would just come, wash it, and it would be folded on our bed. And I'm like, what? This is amazing. This is first class. And, like, we never went to bed early. Like, we thought we'd be shutting the door and, like, going to bed because we can't talk to them. We were, like, trying to talk to them and, like, laughing at each other and, like, Google translating until, like, 12 at night. Like, it was so fun. And, like, by far, like, one of the best memories that I've made. And that family, like, I have that daughter's number. And, like, I sent a text message maybe to her, like, 5 months ago. Just,
dude,
like,
I gotta go hang out with you, and we should.
Like, how are you?
We should send them a picture of us together.
That'd be sick.
I know. We should. And, like, I love them. And, like, if I ever go to, like, I want to see them again someday. I know that it might not happen realistically, but it would be so cool to, like, go back to see your dad for days and be able to see them again because they had a big impact in my life that week. And it was emotional. Like, I cried and the mom cried and the daughter cried when I left. And I was here for 8 days and it was just like, it feels like a family, you know? And I think that's the best thing about what Port does is, like, Port wants us to live with these families. They want us to understand, like, the culture of Costa Rica and these families and how they live and what they eat and, you know, what their schedules are like. And, like, being able to, like, get to know a family like that, like, to be able to do a mission trip and be able to live with families, like, it's just such a cool opportunity to do. Like, people, like, when they go to Port, like, that should be something they really look forward to because that's the closest you're going to get to, like, actually experiencing what Costa Rican life really is. And so it's just really cool. The joy they have, the love they show, the love they had for God there was phenomenal. All the families. Yeah. It was a really cool opportunity and one of the funniest memories, but also one of the best memories when I left. So
I think wrapping up before we head out, I guess maybe if you just give us a brief update, like on where you're at right now. Like, it's been, like you said, over a year since Port, which is crazy. can't believe, me and Peter finished like 8 months ago at least, right? And it's just tell us about where life's been at least this past.
Yeah, so obviously, like, back in hockey, a gift from God. It's really cool. Like, I was going to go back to Niagara College. If you don't know where that is, like, that's just a college near my house or 20 minutes from me, just to finish my fitness and health promotion degree. I already finished a year, so I only had 1 year left. And so my plan was to go back after camp. I would go right back to school and do one more year. But in the spring, like, an opportunity came up to play hockey again. And I really thought about that, how I could have the opportunity to do that again. And the assistant coach came up and he met with me and he told me the morals and, like, that it's not hockey that comes first, it's God that comes first. And, like, reassuring me that, like, they're trying to be different and they're Christian hockey team and what they do, and they pray with the teams after the game, and they lead devotionals before the game, and we want to win, we want to be the best, we want to do all that sorts of stuff, but we need to understand, like, why we're playing the game, what comes first. We're not fighting, there's none of that. Like, we're learning to try to work hard and be hard to play against, but not fight and do that sorts of stuff that kind of represents us in a bad way. And so it's just really cool. It's a really cool hockey team to be a part of. It's really fun to play. Yeah, I honestly, like, it's just been such a fun atmosphere to be a part of. And so obviously being in school has been hard to be back in, struggling for sure that first month and just trying to, like, understand what university life's like again. And so, but I can say, like, this semester has been really cool. I've learned lots, to, be a leader on the ice, but also off the ice as well. Kind of trying to bring what I've learned from Bible school, bring what I've learned from camp, bring what I've learned from a bunch of different areas in my life and all the traveling I've done in the last couple of years, and kind of now applying that to hockey now and knowing who I am now and not the person I used to be anymore. And so it's a great transition to come back into hockey and have a different mindset and have my heart in a different posture and kind of just doing it with the Lord and seeing where he brings me, the interactions he puts in my life, and then also giving me an assistant captain with this team and being able to lead in different types of ways. Yeah, that's kind of what fall has been looking like. And I have a nephew now. His Walter. He's 9 months.
Walter,
he's a stud. I love him. He really has an impact on my life. He can't even talk, but man, he really makes me he always makes me a better man. And I strive to want to be a better man and better uncle for him as he grows up, and the memories I'm going to create with him. He's brought a lot of motivation into my life to get out of my old habits and not bring those old habits back. And I think God has brought Walter into this world as a gift and has a huge plan for him. And I know my sister has been so happy, and so seeing her so happy, being a mother, has just been really cool. My best friend, and just seeing my brother-in-law Brandon and Rachel, raise a kid together, and being able to be a part of that has been really cool. So that's where I am at in life right now, and I am really happy.
That's sweet, man. Dude, that's great. Yeah, great to hear.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I guess that's kind of it for now. So how we usually finish off is just like asking, what do you want prayer for, especially as we go into the new year now, a new semester as well with school.
Yeah. Obviously I'm deciding to go to camp again for one more summer. It's going to be my 5th. I'm going to be the program coordinator. It's a pretty big job, and I'm looking forward to it. So just prayer for, my mind and my heart to be in the right place, come spring when I go up, and be able for God to use me and for me to have an impact and at camp again. So just prayer for that, and prayer for hockey and stay away from injuries, and then I can stay healthy and have fun and grow with my teammates and continue to lead and just be a representation of God and be able to lead by example and just be able to finish the year strong.
We'll definitely be praying for that, and definitely just want to say, thank you for coming on. Thank you,
dude.
For
it's been fun. A fun episode.
All of your experience and all the things you had to say. This flowed. So thank you so much. And so wishing you all a happy new year.
Thanks for having me, guys.